tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Suddenly, the woman who always seemed to have all the answers.
We are the only lab company that is actually really focused on leading with transparency.
Now had none.
I don't know specifically. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly. I just don't know.
Hey everybody, it's Maya Mystery back with another video today for you guys. And in this video, I want to talk about the ex-CEO of a company known as Theranos, which was located in Silicon Valley, that claimed to revolutionize blood testing and turned out to all be a sham. The CEO I'm talking about is Elizabeth Holmes, a very interesting person. She's been in the news a lot recently. She basically, faked her way into Forbes' richest women in the world. She claimed she had a machine that could do hundreds of blood tests in a minute with a drop of blood, but in reality it couldn't do any of that, and she managed to trick investors and fool the world basically. And it's very interesting because when I was watching news segments about this case and watching interviews with Elizabeth Holmes in them, one thing that struck me was that there was something very off about this woman. And then once I found out that it was all a sham, I realized, oh my goodness, my intuition was correct and that she could be a sociopath. So in today's video, I want to sort of talk about the things that make me believe that someone's not quite right with this lady and share them with you guys. So yeah, let's start. So the first thing that hints to me that maybe she is a sociopath is the fact that she engaged in such risky behaviour. Like the stakes in what she was doing was extremely high. To embezzle people, for millions and millions of dollars, and all the media attention that she attracted to herself, all while being able to keep a straight face, and doing all these interviews where she danced around questions, when in reality she had a lot to hide and a lot to be nervous about. She showed no nerves or signs of cracking under pressure at all. That signals to me that there's something wrong with her.
A lot of people will say fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it doesn't work in healthcare because you're talking about people's health.
So many people wind up in jail for such little things. This is not a little thing. And it's also, not only did they fool the investors, they fooled the media, they fooled patients, they fooled doctors.
So the next thing that I want to talk about is someone I've actually talked about on my channel before when it comes to sociopaths and psychopaths, and that's the mask. So a lot of sociopaths and psychopaths, they put on a mask to fool other people, to try and portray sort of an image of normalcy, while in reality, they're not normal at all. They don't react to emotions the same way that neurotypical people do. So they put on a mask to try and, look normal so that people don't catch on to the fact that these people aren't really to be trusted to make a rational decision because they don't have any sort of empathy or they don't fear consequence. So to get to a position of power or a point in which people trust them, they fake, being normal, and they put on this mask. And Elizabeth Holmes shows so much clear signs of putting on masks to try and fake normalcy. Number one is she dresses like Steve Jobs every day. So she's taking something that somebody else, who's very successful and, is someone that you can't trust in a company because he knows what he's talking about, and she fakes it. She tries to convey this image that she's like him and she's to be trusted, while in reality it couldn't be farther from the truth. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She puts on this image that she is, a genius like him, and in reality she's not. Second thing is the voice. That voice that she puts on, that low baritone voice, anybody who's did their research on her now realizes that that's not her real voice. Can you imagine putting on a fake voice? You know, putting on a fake voice like that. Crazy. Like, who would need to do that? And, you know, the rumours are that she did that to try and appear more authoritative. But that's very manipulative, you know, and that's the sign of a sociopath. So yeah, the mask. Watch out. Watch out for when the mask slips. And then you know.
It was a recent 2020 special on ABC News podcast. It's called The Dropout, and it focused on the billionaire fraud charges against former Theranos CEO Elizabeth Holmes. And it showed how she even put on a fake voice when she was doing business. Watch.
Her voice,
What she could figure out
a surprising baritone.
was that it would likely cost her a few $1,000s to get these tests done.
In this interview with NPR from 2005, we hear a very different sounding Elizabeth.
No, it hasn't. Well, if I use traditional words to describe what we're doing, it's hard.
So the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I actually haven't talked about on my channel before, but that is the sociopathic stare. So everybody knows with sociopaths and psychopaths and narcissists is they have a weird look in their eye. It's not because there's nothing behind it. There's no soul behind their eyes. And Elizabeth Holmes' eyes are creepy. Like, you can't deny it. Her eyes are strange. And also people have reported that she doesn't even blink. So that's freaking odd if you ask me. That's very strange if you ask me. So yeah, the fact that she doesn't blink and she can maintain this intense eye contact, almost like she's hypnotizing you with her eyes, that signals to me that something's not right. And another thing is, I always feel you can tell someone's mental state by their eyes. The next time you think someone's a psychopath or a narcissist, look in their eyes. Do their eyes look kind? Do their eyes look like they're full of emotion, they're receptive to you? Or are they blank, like a snake's? Because rest assured that if they're blank like a snake's, remember, a snake is a predator, a cold-blooded killer. This is their survival technique. A snake is not overly emotional, because if it was, they might not survive. And this is the same as a psychopath. They've adapted to get what they want by blanking out their emotions. So if they look like they're about to strike at you at any minute, run away. Don't associate with these people, because it means that they're dangerous.